Jacko sponsors the Vanarama National League on BT Sport.
Hello everybody, welcome along to our latest highlights programme from the Vanarama National League. 30 minutes jam-packed with all the key incidents from the latest round of fixtures in English football's 5th tier. Here's what's coming up. It's a celebration day for Cheltenham as they clinch the National League title and promotion back to the Football League. Braintree keep their dream alive as they again climb into the top 5. And Torquay, who spent 6 months in the bottom 4, are safe for another season. After nearly 9 months of gruelling competition in the National League, Cheltenham Town had the chance to become only the 3rd team in history to be relegated from the Football League and bounced straight back up as champions, and the first to do it in over a quarter of a century. Victory over Halifax at Whaddon Road would make Gary Johnson's team impossible to catch, and any early nerves were settled in sumptuous style. Dan Holman hasn't stopped scoring since signing in January. Another fine finish from the former Colchester man. And the league leaders were gifted the opportunity to double their lead. James Bolton inexplicably handling as referee John Busby pointed to the spot. Nobody was taking the ball off Holman. He is now the top scorer in the National League, 28 goals this season. Cheltenham fans getting ready to party. Halifax are desperate for points in their bid for survival. Jake Hibbs' free kick inches away from halving the deficit. And the hosts were made to sweat again as Scott McManus's effort rebounded off the upright. But the best defence in the league hung on to preserve their clean sheet. The final whistle confirming an immediate return to League Two for Johnson and his players. The fans jubilant, Cheltenham champions with 2 games to spare.
We're there, we've done it. Football League next season. I'm hoping the gaffer is going to want me for next year to sign me up. So I'm hoping I'll still get my dream. But yeah, no, it's a great day for the club. Great day for all for us players and everyone involved with the club. And it's the season we've had. To look back of the job that was at hand at the start of the season to what we've achieved is incredible.
As a manager, you know how much goes into the season, especially when you've got a new group. And our new group, although they look like the Bash Street kids of our era, they've performed, and generally they have been the best team in the league. So very, very pleased with that. Our support has been brilliant. It's been growing as we've got through the season. We need them. We need them to keep following us and keep cheering us on, and let's see how far we go.
Forest Green manager Adi Pennock had accepted Cheltenham's coronation even before Woking's visit to the new lawn. But after a club record run of 5 successive draws, Pennock's men were desperate to return to winning ways. And the hosts enjoyed the perfect start. Sam Wedgbury's incisive pass tucked away by Kiefer Moore after 10 minutes. Moore's second for the club since signing in January. The visitors were enduring a record run of their own, 13 without victory. Their playoff hopes were long gone as a result, but they were given a route back into the game when Bruno Andrade was brought down by David Pipe, penalty to Woking. Danny Carr found a way past Steve Arnold, just, all square in the Cotswolds. Forest Green bombarded the Woking back line in search of a goal that would give them some confidence ahead of the promotion playoffs. Moore was denied by a flying save from Jake Cole. And just seconds later, Moore got his head to the ball again. This time, the crossbar kept the scores level. But in stoppage time, Forest Green's misery was complete. A goal-mouth scramble saw the ball fall to Cameron Norman on loan from Norwich, who gave Gary Hill's team their first victory since January. If there is to be a Gloucestershire promotion double, Forest Green will have to do it the hard way.
I would like to say, to be fair, and put on record that Cheltenham, well done to Cheltenham. They've had a fantastic season. Well done to Gary and everybody down there, and I wish them all the best for next season. I think you just got to say there's a chance of playing at Wembley. That's the motivation. I think that's all they need. Obviously, you know, they're all bitterly disappointed. Obviously, we lost the game today, but they've got to pick themselves up for Monday and move on.
So who will join Forest Green in the playoffs? That's a race that looks like going right down to the last game. In amongst the scrap are part-time Braintree Town, unfancied, but in with a shout as they made the trip to Gateshead, who'd won just once in their last 7. And what a start it was for the visitors. 20-year-old Taylor Miles with a fabulous free kick after just 4 minutes. Miles carrying on where he left off after scoring the winner at Grimsby in midweek. Only champions Cheltenham have a better defensive record than Braintree, yet Gateshead were back level within 10 minutes. Captain Ben Clark on hand to score his first goal since August. It had been 10 games since Danny Cowley's team had managed to score more than once in a match, but that record was put to bed before half-time. Miles again with a precise finish, outfoxing the Gateshead goalkeeper Sam Russell. 10 minutes before the break came the game's pivotal moment. The hosts were caught out in possession. James Curtis was adjudged to have brought down Michael Cheek. Referee Stephen Rushton ruling the foul had taken place outside the area, but Curtis was the last man, and for the 4th time in his National League career, he saw red. With their numerical advantage, Braintree looked to go for the jugular, and for a second successive away win. Gateshead again giving the ball away, and Mitch Brundle eventually driving home his first goal in over a year. Game over? Well, not quite. Neil Aspin's 10 men reduced the deficit to 3-2 through Alex Whitmore, his 3rd goal for the club since joining on loan from Burnley. And the home side almost completed a remarkable comeback. CJ Hamilton with a clear sight of goal inside the area, but kept out by Tom King. Braintree survive and move into the top 5.
Yeah, fantastic result for us today. We were running on empty as a group. We've obviously had some tough games recently. We've been Saturday, Tuesday for a long period now, 3 games a week, and it's obviously caught up with us. We're a part-time group, so no, our energy reserves were low today. So to get on the right side of the result is particularly pleasing.
Eastleigh have played a game less than their competitors, so a playoff finish is effectively in their own hands. Chris Todd's team were up against an Altrincham side 3rd from bottom of the table and in deep trouble. No surprise then to see the hosts start stronger at the Silver Lake Stadium. Defender Jamie Turley missing a presentable chance to break the deadlock. Matt Tubbs has been brought in on loan from Portsmouth for his Football League experience, and he was inches away from finishing off Joe Partington's cross. The home side finally found a way through just before the hour. Tubbs this time turning provider. Jai Reason slotting home as Eastleigh look to extend their unbeaten home record to 12 games. And victory was sealed by club record signing Luke Colson. He scored his first goal for the club in midweek. His second was a bit special. It's now just 1 win in the last 16 for Altrincham. Eastleigh are a point off the playoffs.
When you're coming in half-time 0-0 and you probably should be winning the game, there's a little bit of frustration, a little bit of on the edge of the seat sort of moments, you know, and so it's going to be tough. But I told them to relax half-time and go out there and play football, and the goal will come.
Dover Athletic and Grimsby Town both went into their encounter at Crabble knowing victory could see them officially book their playoff place. That would be an incredible achievement for Dover, but the very least that Grimsby would have expected from their season. It was a game that fans were desperate to see, and by any means, careful, that looks dangerous. The visitors haven't been in the best of form lately, yet they were awarded a chance to break the deadlock. Ricky Miller tracking back but bringing down Evan Horwood. Penalty to Grimsby. Omar Bogle calmly converting his 13th goal of his debut campaign for Grimsby. Only 3 of those, though, have come in 2016. Dover had tasted defeat just once in their previous 11. They looked to skipper Nicky Deverdix for a moment of inspiration. Grimsby goalkeeper James McEwen was equal to it. Paul Hurst's men were almost 2 up, but Craig Clay somehow managed to hit the post. But from a Deverdix delivery, the home side found an equaliser. Jack Parkinson with a header. Honours even. Neither side certain of a top 5 finish yet, but on course to meet again in the playoffs.
We've just got to worry about Kidderminster. It's pointless. Anything can happen between now. So, as I say, for us to be with 2 games to go above Grimsby is an absolute amazing achievement for the players.
The game up at Blundell Park, we won 1-0 with a late penalty. Again, a close game. So, as you'd expect, really, if we were to face each other, I don't think there'd be too much to split the sides. Obviously, I'm be open and confident in our team, and Chris will be the same with us.
After back-to-back defeats, Wrexham knew 3 points at Prenton Park were a must if they were to stand any chance of reaching the playoffs, especially as they took on a Tranmere team 5th in the table before kick-off. Gary Brabbin's players were in possession of the playoff place Wrexham crave, but Steve McNulty's back pass gave the ball straight to Caden Jackson, who bore down on goal and opened the scoring after quarter of an hour, much to the joy of the travelling masses. The home side had a golden chance to draw level with 12 minutes left. Adam Meckie bundled over by Simon Haslop, penalty given. Top scorer James Norwood stepped up to register his 18th of the season. 7 of those have come from the penalty spot. But there was to be a sting in the tail. Defender Sean Newton's header finding its way to goal to snatch victory for the visitors. Tranmere drop out of the top 5. The playoffs for Wrexham may not be probable, but it's still mathematically possible.
What I wanted at 5 o'clock today was to still be in with a shout, even if it was going to be goal difference. So we've got a great game against Braintree next week now. We're hoping that Eastleigh drop some points midweek, otherwise we can't do it. But if they do, then hopefully we can go into the game next week and get a result. And the possibility is that it won't be in our hands, but if we go into our last game, and it's amazing what can happen in that last game when the pressure's on.
A game with huge implications at Hayes Lane, as Torquay United knew 3 points against Bromley would secure them National League football again next season. They were 12 points adrift of safety in late February, but 8 wins from their past 14 league games had seen them climb relentlessly out of the relegation places. It didn't take long for Kevin Nicholson's side to break the deadlock. Luke Young's corner headed home by the unmarked Angus MacDonald to send those away fans into delirium. Things got worse for Bromley in the second half as Ali Fazanli was bizarrely sent off. The Ghanaian midfielder appeared to have an exchange of words with referee Craig Hicks and was shown his second yellow card, and we all know what comes next. Despite being a man down, Bromley looked the more likely to score and twice went close. Striker Bradley Goldberg, first denied by Brendan Moore, before striking the crossbar with this little beauty. Bromley's pressure, though, in the end counted for nothing. Courtney Richards' curling free kick 5 minutes from time, ensuring 3 points for Torquay and their remarkable survival. Nicholson couldn't hide his joy.
I'm just elated, really, for the fans, for the chairman, for the people that work at the club, and for the players that have put in so much for themselves, for each other, for me. The work rate that they've shown, the attitude that they've shown, has just been an absolute pleasure to work with.
2 more sides fighting for survival met at the Diva Stadium. Rock bottom Welling United were in desperate need of 3 points against managerless Chester, who hadn't won in 7. And it only took 7 minutes for the home side to threaten. James Allaby clumsily brought down by Michael Chambers in the box, giving referee Ian Hussain no option but to point to the spot. John Rooney's penalty, well saved by Marek Rodak though. Rooney made amends 11 minutes later though, wonderfully curling home from the edge of the box. A finish older brother Wayne would be proud of. Chester didn't look back after that and doubled their advantage early in the second half. Rooney again the scorer as he latched onto Alipi's cross for his 9th goal of the season. Welling looked disjointed and found themselves 3 down on 66 minutes. Kane Richards put through on goal by Rooney, and the 21-year-old took the ball perfectly in the far corner. The seal was put on the game 6 minutes from time as Tom Shaw slotted home from close range after a defensive mix-up, ensuring Welling's relegation from the National League. Welling manager Dean Frost was understandably annoyed.
The way we lost and the manner, you know, lack of character, lack of desire in a game that we knew we need to win to give ourselves a chance to stand in the league, and yeah, it's disappointing. You know, just said in the dressing room, you know, whatever league you're playing, you've got to show a bit of heart and desire and character, and we didn't show that today, and it's very disappointing.
Kidderminster Harriers would also need 3 points if they were to survive relegation, and they faced a tough task of welcoming a Barrow side with only one defeat in their previous 11 matches. It was the visitors who went closest early on, Simon Grand's glancing header hitting the post before Keith Lowe cleared off the line. Kidderminster fought back well and carved a chance from nowhere 10 minutes before the break. Joel Dixon's goal kick clattering the backside of Ben Whitfield, but the man on loan from Bournemouth could only shoot straight at the relieved keeper. Barrow started the second half strongly and almost broke the deadlock through Nick Wilmer Anderton. The midfielder's powerful left foot volley drew Dean Schnedker into a fine one-handed save. It might have been Kidderminster who needed the points, but again it was Barrow who almost stole them late on. Ben Tomlinson outpaced Kelvin Langmead and beat Schnedker, but was denied by the post. A draw not enough for Kidderminster Harriers, relegated to the 6th tier for the first time since 1983.
What can you say about that? That wasn't football. We tried to play, but it makes my resolve even stronger that we'll never play that way. Never. You know, football has to be played on the grass, and we have to try and play, and we have to try and pass the ball. And I've just been given mouth to mouth to the ball in there because it's very close to being dead. But it's been coming for us for a long time. But we're on a nice run, and we keep fighting and keep battling right to the end. And it's a clean sheet, and we haven't got beat, and we keep the run going, and just show our supporters that next year we'll be a force and we'll come back stronger. But one thing you can guarantee, we'll come back playing football.
After consecutive losses in the National League, Boreham Wood came into this one knowing they must avoid defeat at all costs. The visitors set 2 points off safety in the relegation places and made a strong start. Danny Woodard's wild strike from the left, almost catching out Aldershot keeper Dan Thomas. Boreham Wood opened the scoring soon after that. Clovis Camjo's ball into the box broke for Ricky Shakes, who finished with a sliding drive. Aldershot responded impressively as some neat build-up play from Charlie Walker and Reece Brown gave Jake Gallagher the chance to score. The midfielder made no mistake. Both sides regressed after the break, but it was Boreham Wood who controversially stole the spoils. Harry White's shot hitting Chris Barker in the face, but referee David Rock awarded a penalty for handball. To add insult to injury, the Aldershot defender also received a red card. Connor Clifford made no mistake in slotting away the spot kick, as Boreham Wood picked up a massive 3 points in their relegation fight.
Guiseley travelled nervously to Moss Rose, knowing that only one win from the last 12 matches had dragged them into a relegation battle. Those nerves almost turned to joy early on as Oliver Norburn went close, his free kick skimming the top of the crossbar. Macclesfield, though, soon started to turn up the pressure, and Jack Sampson should have put them ahead, the forward shooting just wide of the far post. It wasn't long before Sampson went close again. His pinpoint header, well tipped over by the Guiseley keeper, Stephen Drench. The Macclesfield pressure continued. Danny Rowe beat the offside trap, but his left foot strike resulted in another near miss. Then, 15 minutes from time, Macclesfield finally got their award through substitute Paul Lewis, the midfielder heading home Rowe's corner for his 5th goal of the campaign, leaving Guiseley just 3 points above the bottom 4.
Two teams with no relegation worries faced off at the Merseyrail Community Stadium as 16th placed Southport came up against 11th placed Lincoln City. The season may effectively be over for both sides, but the game started fast. Southport caretaker player-manager Andy Bishop's turning shot going just narrowly wide. The home side continued to look dangerous on the break and took the lead on 44 minutes. Louis Almond's cross from the right, met by Bishop's steering header, leaving Paul Farman with no chance. That lead only lasted 60 seconds though. Terry Hawkridge's shot was parried by goalkeeper Max Crocombe, allowing Robbie McDade to tap in the rebound. Southport's play has certainly improved under Bishop, and a fine second goal showed why. Ormond released Mike Phoenix, whose cross was well finished by substitute Jamie Allen. It wasn't over yet though, as Lincoln wasted little time in replying for a second time. Hawkridge's cross headed home by Bradley Wood, ensuring a point apiece.
I think it's fair to say the National League table makes very pleasant reading if you're a Cheltenham Town fan. The title in the bag with 2 games left to play, and they'll return to the Football League after just 1 season away. Forest Green Rovers need a point to clinch the runners-up spot. Not much consolation for Eddie Pennock's men as they brace themselves for the promotion playoffs next month. Dover looks certain to be in that mix too, but Grimsby can regain 3rd place if they win their game in hand at Woking on Tuesday. Hats off to Braintree, 3-2 win at Gateshead lifted them back into the playoff places, although Eastleigh will replace them in 5th if they win their game in hand at Halifax. That home defeat by Wrexham, a real setback for Tranmere. They have what is now a huge match at Eastleigh next Saturday. And at the bottom, confirmation that Torquay, who at one stage were 12 points adrift of safety, have completed a remarkable recovery, surely one of the stories of the season. Boreham Wood did their survival chances a power of good with that win at Aldershot, but they face another crucial game at home to Guiseley on Saturday. FA Trophy finalists Halifax still have plenty of work to do if they're going to avoid the drop, and it's not looking good for Altrincham. Relegation has looked inevitable for Kidderminster and Welling for some time. Both had their fate sealed by the weekend's results. A little bonus for you this week as we dip into the National League South for a top-of-the-table clash between Sutton and Ebbsfleet in front of a bumper crowd of 3,000 at Gander Green Lane. Sutton are facing a possible points deduction charge with fielding an ineligible player in a game last month, but they put that to one side and went ahead after 21 minutes. Tom Bolarinwa did the hard work down the right, Dan Fitchett on the end of it, his 20th league goal of the season. Into first half injury time and Fitchett went down under Brian van der Bogart's challenge. Penalty, said referee Adrian Quelch. Ebbsfleet protested in vain. Bencente Gomez did the business from the spot. That's an impressive 24 games unbeaten for Sutton, and manager Paul Doswell says the title is well within their grasp.
You work so hard in football for these moments. We've not really been able to relax all season. Certainly not been able to relax whilst we've been chasing Ebbsfleet. And like I said, we're 84 points now, and I think we need to go and get that 87 because that would definitely be enough, regardless of any events off the pitch.
Here then is confirmation that 1 win from their remaining 2 games should be enough for Sutton regardless of any points deduction. Ebbsfleet, who at one stage led National League South by 12 points, are facing their 2nd playoff campaign in 3 seasons. Former Football League side Maidstone United would also be involved, but Hemel Hempstead and Truro aren't quite there yet. In National League North, it's congratulations to Solihull Moors, who were confirmed as champions last week, but had their promotion party spoiled by Saturday's 2-1 home defeat against strugglers Hensford. Playoff contenders Harrogate and Boston drew 0-0, and Tamworth kept their hopes alive with a 3-1 win over Fylde. There's still plenty more drama to come. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Jacko sponsors the Vanarama National League on BT Sport.